Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Yes. Hey, Maddie. Not sure how long it could be. Okay, I'm happy you're here. Just happy you're here. All right, well, let's continue. Let's continue with the Forgotten City. I have a feeling we're gonna finish it tonight. We're gonna finish it. And then I may do a demo after. How's my weekend? All right, all right. My back has been killing me today. Been killing me. A little better now, but earlier today, wow, that hurt. Getting old. Getting old. So I think we might be do demos after today. Now, might wait for a little more people to show up. But I was wondering if people want to see for next. I'll ask now. For next. Tweak it? I don't know. Sleeping? I fell asleep on the couch last night. Maybe that did it. So for Tuesday, I'm pretty sure we're going to finish this today. So on Tuesday, I'm going to ask, well, I'll ask probably a little bit later too, if people want to see Lord of the Rings Online for Tuesday stream or demo day. A few demos. And then Thursday will be Baldur's Gate. I'm thinking of starting early, maybe 7 o'clock stream on Thursday, and then we'll be doing a really long stream. Can we do both on Tuesday? Yeah, I can split it up. I have a few demos I want to try, and or I can also do Crimson Tactics, which I did. I made some videos on. So we're gonna have to do this whole thing all over again.
Oh, you leave. Oh, all right. I'll go.
Okay, I don't remember what we're supposed to be doing now. Gotta figure out what happened to Centilli. Oh, that's right. We got the key. Got the key. So we gotta go to the can't remember now. Where are we at story-wise? So we got Galerius elected. And he freed, since he got elected, he freed, Dally, I believe his name is. Freed him, then immediately he stole something. But before he left, he gave me the plaque to put on the obelisk, and he also gave me the key to the cistern. So, and that's where we need to go. I believe that's where the guy's daughter is, Scintilla. So, I gotta remember where this obelisk is.
Tantalus cannot catch the drops of water.
See if I can remember where this, or find where it's at. For some reason I don't remember. Oh, the obelisk is up there. Okay. Let's go do his... Well, not let's do his daughter, but let's find... I believe it's up there too, though. Is it up there? I'm trying to remember. I think it is. Oh, we'll find out. Alright, and the demos. The demos we have, well, one I might play tonight is Crystalla. Some of the other demos, I don't have tons of them. Some are tactical turn-based games. So, one's like SCP. I don't know how good that one's going to be. But Crystalla is the big one I want to do. But I might do that tonight. Depends on when we finish this. Because I don't believe I have another game that is going to be short enough to fit this time frame. Let me in. Okay, there we go. I'm not sure how close. I have a feeling we're pretty close though. My God, is this Scintilla? They chained her up? It's not good. I don't believe we have very many quests left, so we should be finished here soon.
You. Who are you? Did he send you?
Nobody sent me.
Do you know you're here? You have to help me escape before that monster comes back.
What's going on here?
I'm Scintilla. I found a way out through the Gate of Horn, but it's locked. So I told him about it, and instead of helping me escape, he locked me up. He wants to keep us all here forever, or until we're turned to gold. He's a monster.
I still think it's her dad.
To let me go so we can kill him and take his key.
Who did this to you?
Cynthia,
Yeah, her dad.
my adoptive father. Furies help me. I'll castrate and crucify him.
How isn't this broken the golden rule?
I don't know. He said the gods are on his side because they don't want us to escape either.
I believe that's kind of true. Where's the way out?
Behind me, there's an aqueduct tunnel bringing water from outside the city, so it should lead us outside. The only problem is it's barred by a heavy locked gate, and he has the only key.
What will you do if I release you?
I'm going to take that key from around his neck, even if it means cutting his throat to get it. I'm done caring about the golden rule. I just want
You're not getting out if you do that.
Help me, and we can escape together.
What about the others?
There won't be enough time. Just you and me. What do you say?
What if I rounded everyone up so they're ready to escape once the golden rule is broken?
There's no time. Wait, did you hear that? He's here. Quick, you have to let me go. It's now or never.
God, everyone is gonna die if I do this. Oh no. Is this decision gonna end the game? Is your dog doing better? No. No, he keeps hurting himself. Now it's his other leg. You think he gets better and then he does something stupid like try to run? He hurts himself. But if I let you go, everyone else is gonna die.
What? No. You can't just leave me here. How can you be so heartless?
Not heartless, just rational. Our escape isn't worth the lives of everyone here.
I hate you. I spit on you. I hope Dis drags you to Tartarus.
Is he coming? So we can get in here for her. So now we know. We can always come back. I just don't... I gotta stop it. Oh yeah, we gotta put... We might end this early, really early tonight. Pluto, father of riches, grant me audience. God. Oh, we're going back in time. Hades? We have to pay attention to the statues. Looks, this is Egyptian. Circle. Oh, so this is how I. Oh, we'll find out. We're gonna save it. Actually, let's do this. Save. I don't know if this is the end, so I wanna. The hell is this? Okay. You.
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You're unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly that there will be time for your reckoning later. First,
God of the Underworld.
as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will.
What's your story?
My story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific. What do you wish to know?
Start from the beginning. Woman on your left.
This is my beloved. Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and Proserpine to the Romans. Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and renewal.
Okay.
Your gaze lingers too long.
She's hot. Sorry. Is that on your right?
That is my servant. You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutubal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans. Her role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one, and to make their transition as seamless as
I like the
possible.
music.
For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, moniker, the Ferryman. You will talk more later. For now, ask your questions.
You're a god?
It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful, just as you might seem so to an insect. But despite all that, there are rules even I must obey.
Why do you look like a man?
My kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate with your kind. In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords. Desire, joy, ecstasy, even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can be addictive.
I see your true form.
No.
Damn you.
Long ago, I swore to Proserpina that I would remain in this form for as long as we.
So we're gonna
remained
free
among
her?
your kind. I must honor that,
Something else?
as you wish.
What is this place?
It has come to be known simply as the Underworld, and it exists because of a wager I made long ago.
Oh, it's a wager.
That is a long story, one that began over 3,000 years ago and continues to this day. You see, long ago, my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease. Yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we saw something disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended animation in a deep frozen sleep to prevent age and sickness from claiming her. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium.
Yeah.
It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo what she has done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him, but he would not relent. He would rigidly uphold his final pronouncement. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium, and no exceptions would be made. But seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then Proserpina and all of humanity would be permitted to join us in Elysium. My part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her faith in you, so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime. And here I am, after all this time, still waiting.
Well, you're gonna still have to wait. Who are your kin?
There were also gods who, like me, have been known by many names, but perhaps you knew them by their Roman names. Our leader, Jupiter, as well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno, Minerva, Mars, Venus, Apollo, Diana, Vulcan, Vesta, Ceres, and of course, my beloved Proserpina.
Who built the city?
As the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable and recreate their lives here. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths, to cleanse them of the sins of their former lives, and to prevent escape. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, they were replaced by Egyptians. Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization, the Egyptians promptly built over what had been built before, and made all the same mistakes. After another 1,000 years, the Greeks began to arrive, and then the Romans, and they all did the same thing. They built upon the underworlds of their predecessors, renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten.
How did you decide who comes here?
To ensure the wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random. To this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from silver, a rare element at the time, across all of Sumer. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant and ferried to this place, with no memory of how they arrived. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind.
What if you lose them and nobody ends up showing up?
When they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's Obol, or as coins for the ferryman. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original tokens. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for, only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock, and Persepolis along with it.
How did the humans learn about the underworld?
It is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer, and a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people, on the condition that my servant erased his memories of this place. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh, and his words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less resemblance to this place, in their priests' pursuit of profit. Then, when the Greeks began to arrive, they proved far more cunning, and in a series of incidents that will not be repeated, 5 of them escaped. A warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan named Aeneas. They each told embellished tales of this place, how to get here, and how to escape. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, your kind has always told each other stories about this place, though each story contained only a seed of truth. Of course.
Are you responsible for the Golden Rule?
That is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing.
Turn people into gold?
That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife, a prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, 2 were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold, and when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands. While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching, and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat, where she broke her neck on the rocks below. But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all, to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious, suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament
That would
the
suck.
folly of your kind for eternity, as silent golden sentinels.
That would suck so bad. They're responsible for destroying all these lives.
I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law. And when you disobey, and you always disobey, you force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no, you destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it.
Where did these golden bows come from?
When my kin departed, they left behind many relics which I inherited. Consolation prize of sorts. The golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, who the Romans called Diana. As my collection of golden statues grew, I chose the most ferocious among them, and equipped them each with a duplicate of her bow, and tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my behest. They became known simply as Furies.
What do you consider a sin?
I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a
I don't know if
rudimentary
it's
attempt
endgame.
with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. The Roman Stoics added treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among
answering a lot of the
often
questions,
say,
though.
do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not?
This principle is not as easy to apply as it sounds.
For you, perhaps.
How do you know when people sin?
I am able to commune with all of the statues in the city. Their ears are my ears, and their eyes are my eyes.
Proserpina connected to these statues?
If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask?
Oh, no reason.
Then what an odd question.
I've seen some terrible things here that you didn't consider a sin. How could you let them happen?
Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations, or are you going to give me an example?